Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news now, folks. Let's dive into what's happening with our Browns and more specifically what's brewing around Deshaun Watson. It's been a roller coaster of a season, no doubt about it. The Browns, sitting at 3-11, are officially out of playoff contention, and that's tough to swallow. But even in the midst of a tough year, there's a flicker of hope, a sign that the future could still be bright if certain pieces start falling into place. The big question now is, what's the deal with Watson? We all know how much hope we placed in him when we traded for him last year, and now, with the season winding down, everyone's watching closely to see if he'll get back on the field. Earlier this month, Watson finally returned to practice after missing more than a year due to 2 ruptured Achilles injuries. That's no small feat, especially for a quarterback who's such a pivotal part of Cleveland's future plans. The Browns are in a tricky spot right now, caught between the hope of seeing Watson take the field again and the reality that time is running out on this season. According to the latest updates, Watson is on the reserve physically unable to perform list, and the Browns have a 21-day window to decide whether to activate him for the remaining games. If they don't, Watson stays on that list for the rest of the year and won't have a chance to suit up again until next season. This is a critical moment for Cleveland. The team's coaching staff, led by Kevin Stefanski, was asked about the potential activation, but honestly, Stefanski didn't give much away. He's always been a guy who keeps things close to the vest, and this situation is no different. When asked if Watson might be activated before the deadline, he simply responded, "Yeah, I would say not my focus." Instead, Stefanski chose to highlight how well Deshaun has been doing in practice, both on the field and in the classroom. "He's doing a really good job," Stefanski said, emphasizing the progress Watson has made. It's clear that Watson's development is a priority, even if the team isn't rushing him back into game action just yet. Now, here's where things get interesting. Even if Watson is activated, it's unlikely he'll see the field this season. Cleveland has been firmly committed to giving Shedeur Sanders a look as the starting quarterback for the last 3 games. Sanders, a talented young quarterback, has shown flashes of potential, despite a tough 3-interception game against the Bears. But the Browns aren't giving up on him yet. They're willing to see what he can do, especially because, at this point, the focus is on building for the future, not salvaging this season. But don't discount the value of having Watson around, even if he's not playing. The Browns are considering activating him primarily so he can continue practicing with the team, which is a huge plus for everyone involved. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Having Watson on the field during practice is invaluable, especially for the young quarterbacks, including Sanders. Browns insider Mary Kay Cabot pointed out that Watson has been a massive help behind the scenes, mentoring the young guys and helping them prepare for the NFL grind. His presence, even without playing, boosts the team's overall chemistry and provides a veteran leader for the offense. Looking at Watson's time in Cleveland so far, it's been a mixed bag. Since arriving via that blockbuster trade in 2022, Watson has gone 9-10 as the Browns' starting quarterback. That's not quite what we all hoped for initially, especially considering the investment of $230 million fully guaranteed. Jimmy Haslam, the Browns' owner, publicly called the trade a swing and miss, which undoubtedly added some pressure on Watson. But it's important to realize that Watson's future with Cleveland isn't just about this season. The team is committed to him for at least 1 more year because of that massive contract, and financially, cutting or trading him isn't really an option without taking a massive cap hit. That said, the Browns' primary focus now is on preparing for next season. The remaining games are about evaluating Sanders, seeing how he develops, and making sure the team is ready for 2024. Still, there's a lot of excitement behind the scenes about what Watson could bring if he's healthy and ready to go next year. His openness to mentoring and helping the team develop is giving fans and players alike hope that the Browns could quickly turn things around. One thing that's undeniable is Watson's leadership qualities. Browns quarterbacks coach Bill Musgrave has spoken highly of him, emphasizing how valuable Watson has been during practices and even on the sidelines. His rapport with players like Joe Flacco, who is still around as a veteran presence, shows that Watson is not just a guy collecting a paycheck, but genuinely invested in the team's success. Browns fans know how much leadership matters, especially when your team is going through a rebuilding phase, and Watson's presence is a calming, guiding influence for the young guys. Looking ahead, Cleveland is gearing up for their Week 16 matchup against the Buffalo Bills. While Watson might not be playing, the focus is on developing Sanders and making sure everyone's ready for whatever challenges the Bills will bring. This game is another step in the long process of rebuilding, but it's also a chance for the Browns to show resilience, grit, and the fight that has defined this franchise for decades. The fans are hungry for wins, sure, but they're also hungry for hope. Hope that next season, with Watson fully healthy, the Browns can really make a run. What's next for Cleveland? Well, the offseason will be huge. They'll have to decide how to approach Watson's future, whether to keep building around him or to explore other options. But one thing is for sure, the Browns are not giving up. They're committed to turning the page and building a team that can compete at the highest level. The development of Sanders, the potential return of Watson, and the young core that's emerging all point to a brighter future, even if this season has been tough. Fans should stay tuned because exciting times are ahead and the Browns are still very much in the fight. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news.